Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021, and today I am streaming using a different platform. A streaming platform. I am using I'm using XSplit today rather than Streamlabs OBS as my program to stream, because I have a feeling that issues that I've been having with my PC are because of Streamlabs and not because of a hardware issue. So we're going to test that out by streaming using XSplit for a little while and see if we actually have the same issue crop up that I've had before. What was said issue? It came up last time, definitely, in our previous stream, where the entire PC would graphically freeze for an indeterminate amount of time, to the point where I had to manually shut down the PC because it was just frozen. Because it was just frozen, just, you know, frozen. I have tried to eliminate as many variables as I possibly can, trying to test out as many things as I can possibly test, including updating drivers many times. Still the same behavior. Just only in Factorio, particularly in Factorio saves that are using a lot of VRAM, Pyandons as well, late game C block as well, big base periods with a lot of VRAM being used. And yeah, I think that Streamlabs OBS/OBS has trouble streaming graphical content from physical memory. I think that's the problem. And we're just going to see how XSplit handles the situation going forward here. So be sure to let me know what the quality is like for the stream here in XSplit. I tried to get as much as I could looking the same as previously and sounding similar to previously. The audio should be coming through okay-ish. It appears that XSplit has a not as great live audio processing setup. XSplit is really, 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 really powerful at the things that it does, which is streaming. It is not particularly user-friendly at that thing, but it is very, very powerful and has a lot of customization to it that you can do to it. It does not have integrated chat. It does not have integrated Streamlabs. It does not really do audio processing at all. Streamlabs, you can do live audio processing with plugins, VST plugins, any VST plugins that you want. You can do ducking, audio ducking in Streamlabs. You've got Streamlabs. You've got the chat on the sidebar. Even though with YouTube you can't actually use said chat, you can at least see said chat. So just differences in the programs, and you know what? As good and user-friendly as Streamlabs OBS is, if it's crashing the PC, it's trash. So let's go to the game. Here is the game scene. Now, I will still use Streamlabs for recording my videos, for video recording. Not the stream. I'm actually, with XSplit, not even making a local recording anyway, because I haven't seen the need to have a local recording of the videos for the entire time that I've been streaming on YouTube, pretty much. The whole point of recording locally the streams was to put them onto YouTube, and yeah, don't really need that. Don't really need that. But what I do need is to be able to record things like the Nauvis playthrough that I'm doing. That is a pre-recorded, edited video series, and I still am going to prefer using the Streamlabs OBS program to do that, because it doesn't have this issue when doing local recordings. Yes, and I can download from YouTube. The thing is with the download from YouTube is that you don't get the raw. I don't think you get the raw footage that you uploaded. You get YouTube's processed version. And then if you edit that and re-render that and then re-upload it, it gets processed again by YouTube. That's the only thing to try to avoid by having local recordings at maximum quality. Or very high quality. But I don't know. I haven't really downloaded from YouTube much over time. So, where were we as of Thursday with the Pyandons playthrough here? Well, I got an amount of red science, automation science. So, we're looking good. We are in fact progressing. However, we're not automating the red science yet. we weren't automating the red science yet. We need to work on automating the red science and automating all of the everything as we go along. I left off here with having automated small parts so I could automate my transport belts, and I am very happy to have transport belts. It's glorious. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful belts. Make me a few chests. I have a few things that I need to put away, namely some of this tin, some of this moss, some of this cellulose, some of these random thingamaboppers all about the place, and yeah, some of that coal and raw coal, just cleaning up. I don't need to have the fish here right now. I'll keep the sap. I'll hold on to all of that because I still need to handcraft a lot of science. Okay, where is my... Or I have to handcraft pieces to make the science. The science is, of course, only done in the research center. But there are specific steps. Okay, how are we looking with all of this? I've bypassed you. And you have 12k. We'll put this back, just constant back and forth with the glass at this point. I have stopped making petri dishes, empty petri dishes, so I can focus on the glassware. I have a ton of rubber stoppers to make more glassware. We'll do more rubber stoppers, sure, why not? As we go along. You are fine. You need this stuff, which needs stone. Hey, buddy. Enjoy the stone. And wood. Hey, enjoy the... Actually, you know what? No, I don't think I really need all of the cellulose right now. I don't think that's the one that I need the most of right at this moment in time. No, what I need is to make this. And process it. Yes, glorious. Where is my set of these? I would like you doing that. Rather unfortunate spacing. Would still need a box regardless to put in the empty petri dishes that I may or may not have. That is a lot of automation. Let's go ahead and just move you to there. Ta-da. And that already outputs there. Get powered. That will help. Just a tad. Yes, that works. Just getting more of the automation in place here. What was the thing that used the cellulose? I have already forgotten. It is the substrate itself. Uses the cellulose. Move the incubator down? I don't care. I'm not moving it because I don't care about it. If I really cared about any of it, I would be building at massive scale. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Let me see, you also need the moss, which was way up there. Okay. Sure, nether box. Hey. Enjoy your moss. And output into that chest for me for now. Do I do all of the spaghetti, the beltgetti, to get moss from here to here? And then this stuff up to the research center. And latex into rubber stoppers with coal, which I would need to bring in as coal, which was here. Without any chutes. Hello, chutes. I could use a few of you. Oh, hey, I have long-handed inserters now. Excellent. Good job. Oh, right, I am directly sending this glassware into here as it's being made. And, oh. I'm fine with that. I am fine with this. Hey, buddy. Go there. There you go. Just add coal. I was just surprised that there's actually science sitting in here. Ah, because that would imply that I would actually need another thingy. Somehow, another lab would be required. Well, okay. If I'm making enough, where are the labs? Labs, hello. There, oh, I have one. Hey. Labs. I need to move you there. Thanks. Betterer. Let's just do this belt getty. No, that's not an output. No game. That is not an output. That is an input. Okay, that will offload the substrate up to the science. I need to get the moss down here somehow. Somehow the moss needs to get here. Oh boy. This is all part of the initial quote-unquote automation. It's not going to be fully automated, but it's going to get close to it. Because I do need to start moving a lot of this onto the main bus as well. Well, you could always have smaller ore patches. Cough, cough. If you don't want to build on the ore patches, just make them smaller. Or, you know, make judicious use of the ore eraser mod. Ahem. Okay, I need to get... over here with you. Okay, there's moss that will be provided into the substrate. The only thing about the cellulose is that it will need the, well, the limestone, but the limestone is here. But it needs wood. And that is the one thing that I cannot have automated at this moment in time. Now, I will also need to bring down, quote-unquote, these empty petri dishes that I'm not even making. That I'm not even making at the moment. Was there something else that needed moss? There's the two things that needed the seaweed. That's it. And then you need the sap. Let's bring the sap down. Oh, you are giving me coal. Haha. Okay, I can get that brought down from there. Have I seen Mark 2 through 4 chem plants? Nah. I haven't looked at anything to come. Anything that has yet to arrive, I have not seen. Filter. Iron oxide. I need to remember where the iron oxide lives. Ahem. Give me a couple of these, I guess. Output into chests. Steal some of that fuel. And we should be good. Bringing down this coal. I'm out of belt. How disturbing. Let's get to the mall. Added in the last 24 hours on Git. Yeah, I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked at any changelogs in 10 months. So, yeah. Ooh, that's a lot of belt. Hello. I like having belt. Belt's pretty good to have. So is inserters. I would like inserters, but those are circuits, and we're not at circuits yet. Oh boy, that's lacking. Hello? Oh boy, I need to really be able to make another thing here, because that is too freaking slow. That will speed it up to get in, but that's still gonna be a problem because I'll have to do that. That will help marginally. At least it better. Let's see. You, belt. I need to get the coal into this guy right here. There you go. There's your stoppers. The stoppers are going up auto-magically all the way to there. There's no more fuel. Of course there's no more fuel. Go, go, go. Be free. Enjoy your stuff. Do the things. How's the coal gas? All getting consumed. Great. Even with this guy going strong. Really? You need more. You need even more? I really wish that mini loaders did not default to output. I really, really hate mini loaders. Oh my god. Stop. This snapping logic is absurd. Just no. It can die in fire and brimstone. No, I don't want it to output from the machine. Every single time I want it to default input. Just default input. No, instead you have to actually have the belt placed first. No. Bull. Complete utter bull. Just no. Also, I want to make clear that I have seen that King Arthur says that this is an intended mechanic, that this is available in this machine. To which I say, a cheat code's a cheat code, and I'm still not going to use it. And I'm going to call it a cheat code from here on out, because that's what this is. It is straight up a cheat code. If it's developer intended and it's not a bug, but it's extremely powerful, it's a cheat code! So don't use it. I'm not going to use it. I have no intention of using it. In fact, my intention... Let me break the thing. Break it. Goodbye. Gone. Non-existent. We will no longer use that machine ever again. That's my thought on the existence of that machine and having that recipe. Just no. It's way, 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 way too powerful to be able to automate the handcrafting recipe for the circuits. Just no. Not a thing I can even remotely get behind. I guess you haven't output these oxides yet. All right. Well, no, it's that the whole... It goes against the very nature of the mod to begin with. Like, it goes against the entire point of the mod. Like, no. No. I don't think there should even be the handcrafting recipe for circuits. I really think that it shouldn't be designed in a way that you even need to have the circuits before you automate them. Every building that you need shouldn't need circuits prior to the point at which you get circuits, and you have to make the circuits the hard way. Like, I think that everything that currently has the need for circuits in all of the buildings that we need to make to progress to the point at which we can automate the circuits shouldn't need circuits. And this recipe shouldn't exist. That's my stance on this recipe inherently. When you have whatever the mod is that makes it this way, Pi High Tech, I think, makes it this way, that adds in the extra difficult circuit recipes. When you have Pi High Tech, that is how it should be balanced. Just no. There needs to be some delineation there. Something that makes it obvious that there's a transition happening. Because when you have Pi High Tech, the whole point is that it's more difficult to get automated circuits. Like, that's the point. Having the handcrafting recipe available in an assembling machine is completely counter to the fundamental design principle behind Pi High Tech. So, no, it's not something I will ever use. And I think it's a mistake that it is intended. Anyway, this does not need to be there. Why are... Oh, this. Of course, we need the glassware. Hey. Could you make me more glassware? Let's work on the bus. Let's work on the bus. We can fiddle with this until the end of time, but it is currently as automated as it can be. Yeah, that's how I'll word that. The science is as automated as it can currently be. Minus maybe like the fuel. The fluid fuel required for this. And, you know, the Petri dish shenanigans. But whatevs, it's fine. You can go there. This substrate is not what's blocking me. It's the glass, of which Petri dishes are also glass. So let's try to work towards something or other, or along the lines to try to get into some form of gas that's good for the fuel for the thingies. For the glass makers. It would be really nice to do this. However, ash. It's okay to store the ash. And can't you, like, tar into coal gas as well? Again. So that's going to eventually be fine. I will need acetylene because I need titanium for burners. Yeah, I need titanium for burners. So I need coke. I need lime. Hey! New member. Could we get, well, returning member. Could we get that, please, Streamlabs? 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 Hello? There. There it goes. Hello. Welcome back as a member of the channel. You can vent ash with a vent if I use pressured air. Really? Well, that's something we'll think about and check as we go along. So coke and limestone to make lime, coke and lime to make calcium carbide, and then calcium carbide and water to make acetylene, but slaked lime. Slaked lime will need a pitfall. Yeah, flue gas, but the problem is when can we make that? Because I don't have that tech yet. I need composting to get that. And that is composting. That is here. After all of these other techs. After engines, after mining machines, after biotech, into composting. We're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Engines would be nice to have, but I don't have steel yet either. That's a ever so slight problem. I'm trying to get into botany, and I won't be as concerned getting into other stuff. I'm working on unlocking the burner right now. So we're in this little state here where I'm going to want the sinkhole, which I think I should already have the ability to make the sinkhole, in order to void the slaked lime from producing acetylene, which I need to mine titanium in order to make burners to void ash. And many other things. Oh right, I can do hot air now by burning stone bricks. If I really wanted to burn stone bricks. This would be ideal. I should do this pretty much immediately, right? I will need a pressured air thingy. Can I even get the pump? I need steel. Great. Well, I've built the thing. I can't use it yet, but I have in fact built the thing. Yeah, because we're going to need to do this. This recipe should not be unlocked at this time. That is an outlet gas 4, recipe. It should not be available at this time. So, yeah, bricks plus pressured air. If only we could make the pressured air. I need a little bit of steel. Just a little bit of steel. You know, just casual. Fortunately, it's just 10 to 1. Iron plates into steel. Only 10 to 1. Isn't that glorious? So, we're gonna do this somewhere I have access to a fuel source. I wonder, should I put raw coal onto the bus? Should probably put raw coal onto the bus, but... Oh, you. Ahem. You know, the whole point of all this was that I didn't have splitters. And now I have splitters. So I think I'm okay. Yes, you go and slowly but surely give me some units of steel. Yes, some units of steel so that I can make myself beautiful, wonderful machines. Such as pitfalls, which are under industry items. Yes, yes. Pie sinkholes. Hello, steel and iron. And 5 offshore pumps per sinkhole. Yes, it is. It is wonderful. There we go. That will be the plan for the moment, is to get into those sinkholes. Sinkholes and gas vents. That will allow for a bit of greater control. I still want / need to get into the fluid handling technology here so that I can build these valves. I really, really need these valves. That I can do so much more by having those valves. So I will need to queue up electronics. I will need to queue up automation 2. Not like I can do that anytime soon. Why would you give us a machine that needs advanced small parts at Red Science? Why would you give us a machine that requires advanced small parts unlocked at Red Science? I find that odd. I find that to be very odd. Very, very, very odd. But yeah, now this is just a matter of time before I get into fluid handling. We need, what, 50, 150, 190, 220, 320, minus a tiny little bit that I already worked on, plus another, like, 36. So just a few more units of science are required in order for progression to happen. What I would really want the valves for is this situation right in here with these 2 fuel sources for the glassworks. I can set it so that the tar will overflow valve into this extra glassworks so that the tar will get preferentially used by the machines down here. As an example. It's one way of using it. Where is my nearest normal quartz vein? Here. Down here. There is a quartz. Is there another quartz? Way over there. Oh, look, iron. 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 I've done pretty well on these resources. I see a sulfur right there. Okay. I want to make note of something real quick. We've been streaming for how long? 40 minutes. Not a single dip in the performance of the game. While streaming. Can I point out that there have been no noticeable performance hitches while streaming with XSplit, as opposed to streaming with Streamlabs. Now, I will note that this is not exactly a fair comparison, because when streaming with Streamlabs, I was simultaneously recording onto a hard drive. A different hard drive than what I have Factorio installed on. And I think also a different hard drive than what Streamlabs was installed on, so take from that what you will. Hello and welcome! I have 9 whole units of steel. Can we get a 10th? I need 15 to make a sinkhole. Oh boy, this is the point in the game where we are literally counting our units of steel. Because I would also like the advanced foundries. Not the automated factories exactly, but I would like the foundries. In fact, I would like 14? At least? To expand the iron mining. In fact, I should expand the iron mining as soon as possible. The problem is that that's 20 steel. However, for each one that I put down, that's faster steel that I get. More faster steel. So the question is, even though I have had fine performance on the game and the PC seems to be doing just fine while using XSplit as opposed to Streamlabs, how has the quality of the actual broadcast been thus far? Has there been any hitching and anything like that? Because XSplit tells me that there are, in fact, 0 dropped frames. Have there been audio hiccups? That's my biggest concern, is with the audio itself. Do I want to add another one of these and vastly reduce my amount of iron even further? Because I don't know if there is a crackle occasionally in the audio, because I really don't want that. I'll take it over literally crashing my computer, but still. Oh wait, you're what? Ooh. Oh, really now? You're not consuming all of the coal gas that's coming in. That would explain a lot. Ta-da! You'll only truly know when you hear Hallelujah. Well, the other issue with XSplit is that, unfortunately, I cannot do soundboard with XSplit. Soundboard stuff while using XSplit. Very, very, very unfortunate, but, yeah, just that is the way of things, right now. It doesn't have that same functionality. I really don't need any of these anymore now, do I? No, no, no. That was 16? Oh, well, that's a full belt. Okay, sure. Because the way it works in Streamlabs is, you can add, you can essentially nest scenes. And you can assign hotkeys to media sources as part of that. Like when you add in a media source in OBS, I think it's a broader OBS thing, it allows you to set a hotkey to start that media source, regardless of what scene you're in. You just have to make sure that you add the media source to a scene. XSplit does not do that. It does not let you assign a hotkey to any random media source that you've added into a scene to start it. So it cannot be used in that way. Now, the crackling, I think, was not a problem with Streamlabs itself. Ooh, we have a magical number of 20 of a thing. Now I just need the iron plates, and I could build the foundry. Here I am, saying, oh, hey, I need 15 plates to build the thingy, doohickey. Oh, I can also do the pressure pump. Ooh. Oh, that's tempting. So I can build the pressure pump and start getting hot air to drastically increase the amount of glassware that I produce and glass stuff in general by having the hot air. It's still going to be extremely slow. I'm thinking a 2x of an extremely slow thing is perhaps not as important as improving the rate at which I get steel. I could make a sinkhole that wouldn't be immediately useful to me for several more tacks, or I can build an advanced foundry, which is a rather large building that does not need a solid fuel source. It runs on electricity, and it can just process stuff for me really quickly. It has a crafting speed of 2, as opposed to 1 on these stone furnaces. And it can take in that ore to make iron, and it can make the steel as well, and it can do all of these wonderful things. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful things. For now, I will tell it to do that. And you are going to be inputting from there. And then outputting to, I don't know, there. And going over and down and meeting up with that. And yeah, 10 of these can actually do a yellow belt, not 14. I think it's 14 or something for some of the other ore types. The speed of the recipe is different depending on the type of ore you're processing into plates. So here, with the iron, it's fine as is, and in fact, I need to actually add even more iron mining to this. Oh, you know, it would help if I had mining drills. Yeah, mining drills. Those help. What am I missing? Is it small parts? Because I am making those. And I am going to replace this with 10 foundries. Probably just going to have 5 and 5 on each side of a belt that will output and go down. Was this made faster? No, what I've done before is I've had 2 lines of 10 and I've fed them individual lines of iron ore on the sides and had them output to 1 iron line in here. So I would have like 10 in a line on each side, feeding them independent ore lines to have like 30 ore processed into plates. That's what I've done before. Just had to think about that for a second. Like, hold up. 5 and 5 doesn't seem right to me. That really doesn't seem right to me. It's because it's not. Because that's not how I've built it previously. I've built it as consuming 2 lines of ore. Ah, this is what I wanted to see. Right here. You know, just casually 500 small parts sitting in my inventory. Yeah. That's great. It's eating all of the iron I ever send down here to do that. I will need more power, I think. Maybe? No? No. So how many of these do I have here now? 20. I need another 10. I could use another 10. But the problem is only 7.5 is going to move here. I can't fit a line of 10 of these here in that much space. Five. Yeah. That don't work. I would need to divert the line here around. But if I had the 10 there, that's 11. Oh, hello. Now, if I had the 10 here, or in the alternative, this is unfortunately so small. Yeah, that's probably not going to work so well. Yeah, that's not going to work well. Over here, maybe. With the thing going this way. Line in here. Always have to guess at these things because the that top is extending above. Did that always have that? You know, I know it's been a little while since I played, but I remember this part of this thing. I don't remember this, like, molten stuff up here. Maybe I just never noticed. I may have just never noticed. Wouldn't put it past me. It's like, what's with this glowing stuff up there? Up on the top. Like, how did I never notice that? And then, of course, there'd be another line on the other side, right there, with another line of ore, full belt of ore going through like so. Now that will assume that it's one inserter each on the input and the output. It's definitely one inserter on the output of these, but not on the input. And I highly doubt I can fit, what was it? Wait, what? Ahem. I highly doubt that I am going to be able to fit the 60 mining drills to feed this in this patch. Maybe. Maybe. It fits. Might want this one going the other way, though. Yeah. Oops, I actually do need that. There you go. So, I've learned something recently. I have learned something. You know these bots? Yeah, if you pick them up, they're immediately fully charged. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I mean, from a technical standpoint, it makes sense. But it's not how I would expect it to behave if it was something, like, real. It's just odd. Odd. That's how I'll word it. Oddness. The oddness of the behavior. Because the game destroys the entity when it enters into your backpack. That was the robot that was out and about. When it exits your backpack, it creates a new instance of this robot with its own ID that starts off fully charged and uses its charge as it flies. But once it enters your backpack or enters a roboport, that entity gets destroyed and it gets iterated as a count in a stack of the representation of that item. That is the icon in the inventory. Ahem. So, it doesn't store the individual values for the charge. It does not store the charge as an independent value. Why would it do that? Not for each individual doohickey robot. Oh no. It doesn't do that for each individual robot. So the whole thing about the robots charging before they go back into your backpack is a load of crap. Because they're immediately fully charged when they get used again. Like, they don't have a charge when they're in an inventory. So them stopping to charge before entering an inventory is just complete nonsense to make you think that it's a thing that they need to do. It's just, it's dumb on purpose, and it should work that way. But my gosh, like, there's a big difference between the expectation and the reality. Because yeah, they're robots. They go and they have charge and they do all of that, but when they enter your inventory, they don't actually charge anymore. Whoops, I did not want to grab ore. So am I wrong about this? Am I like crazy? Because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. From a technical standpoint. Which means that with personal roboports, anything with charging is complete BS. You just need an existent amount of power to make sure that the roboports are active and can actually have robots out at any one time. But as long as these have an amount of electricity in them, if you pick up your robots when they're done doing their thing, or even if they come to charge and they're holding a thing and they couldn't go and place down the object that they needed to place, and they're coming back to you to charge because you moved or whatever. You pick them up, and they'll immediately just go on their mission again. Even if they had 0 energy and were like moving really, really, really crawling towards you. No, you pick them up and they just go. Full power again. And it doesn't even use any of the electricity in your suit that you have stored. So it's like, oh, this is actual vanilla behavior, unmodded. This is how it works. It's glorious, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's actually how it works. And you know what? It can't work in any other way. It would be very difficult to actually make it work where it's keeping track of every individual robot's power at all times. That would be difficult. Extremely difficult. I do want to store this iron. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, you are all powered and you are on your mission. This has come up in my newest playthrough, by the way. Not here yet, because with Tiny Start here, you have 4 charging slots to recharge. So the bots are pretty quick at being able to just go back into your backpack after they've completed a mission when they can do their little animation 4 at a time. But in my newest playthrough, I had 1 and 10 bots that would try to just sit and wait for their chance to go to their little charging animation that they don't even need to do before going into the backpack, because they're fully charged when they go into the backpack. / don't have one, and it resets when they come out again. Just infuriating. Infuriating! A mod was suggested to me that got rid of the time it takes to have them do their charging animation completely. The problem is it only works on vanilla entities. Ahem. Yeah. That's a slight problem. Oh boy. This is gonna take a while, by the way. If you weren't paying any attention thus far, building foundries takes a while. As does building all of the mining drills ever for all of this. And, of course, we're going to run out of power very, 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 very quickly among all this. Yeah, I should move you to over here as well. So I'll go ahead and pick this guy up from here. It doesn't load in enough stuff anyway. We did get a couple of techs. We're almost at Botany. Not like I can really do anything at Botany either, because I'm pretty sure I need the titanium first. Yeah. I think so. I can build the burners with titanium. That's cool. So xenobiology is going to unlock that building, the data array, and it needs titanium plates. That'd be if I needed to get into Vrauk. Do I need to get a data array to get into my first tree? No. No, I don't. And the fastwood does not need that stuff, and I can build the botanical nurseries. Yeah, and I could just build the botanical nurseries. Of course, you have the stone moss, which is a pretty good recipe. You do get the carbon dioxide seaweed, but more importantly, you get the limestone seaweed, which is 8 seaweed every 40. The saline's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, 6 every 25 versus 8 every 40. Traditionally, I have previously been focused more on limestone water every 40 to make 8. But part of me is thinking this one. Isn't there one that's limestone plus carbon dioxide and water eventually? No, I'm not. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. There's a saline slaked lime. Oh boy. And here are the better log recipes too. Yeah, water CO2. That's gonna be much better. Water CO2. Is fertilizer actually useful these days? Cough, cough. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Is it actually a thing I can do with reason to use in these things? Because it's always been too much of a pain in the ass. Ahem. Biotech gives me biomass plus manure plus Zogna to get 5 fertilizer. This probably lets me compost fertilizer, does it not? Because it would not be in this list if it wasn't. This is a massive list of recipes, yes, because you compost stuff. Really? You get 5 compost for 1 seed? Huh? You get 5 biomass per sap seed. $13 for 3 moss. I have to go through this again and see what's the most valuable biomass recipes. 100 guarbine for 8. Ha. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you can turn it into coal. Well, there's your coal on demand, anywhere, infinitely. Because you can get biomass from nothingness, essentially. Like, if the sap existing, 23 for 10 sap, that's just buildings producing sap out of nothing. And then it's just, you can convert 50 per 4 raw coal. Well, isn't that glorious? And beautiful and magnificent. Anyway, what other fertilizer? Ash, biomass, bones, urea blood. I don't like that. I don't like that urea. I don't really like that urea that you're shooting at me. Ahem. Yeah. Zogna, where does that unlock? Here? Oh yeah, lamps. They never changed this, did they? And of course, you're spending iron ore on phytoplankton at that point in the game. There's a different phytoplankton recipe that's significantly better out of flue gas, This is still going to be complete and utter hell. Great to see that that hasn't changed at all. We've got 5 wood, 1 lamp, 2 petri dishes, and pressured air to make 20 whole Zogna bacteria, which is a fluid. This is a fluid at 20 units every 5 seconds per building for all of that stuff. That is a lot of wood, yes. It is a bacteria that lives in wood. Okay. Great. You need to use that to make urea. In particular... Oh, I don't really want you to do that there. I don't want you actually placing... No. Don't do it. Don't do it! Whoa, that's a big construction zone. Just don't do it. Not up there, not yet. Focus. Focus on this. These 10. These 10 first. And get all these wonderful mining drills going. Oh yeah, so I got distracted earlier about the Hallelujah thing. So I can't do it through Streamlabs, but the popping I don't think was through Streamlabs itself. I don't think I ever completed this thought about the popping not actually being Streamlabs. I'm pretty sure it's because Streamlabs uses VST host to start and play back the audio, and it's VST host that does the cracking, I've noticed, on the playback of those specific audio files. It does not have that cracking in other audio playback programs like Windows Media Player. It does do that when VST host opens and tries to play back stuff. Those specific files in particular. That's what I've noticed. That is a lot of tar built up in this tailings pond. I have never overflowed a tailings pond. Shall we overflow a tailings pond? Because it does a thing. It does do a thing. Am I out of coal gas? Aw, I am out of coal gas. How lovely. Here, just eat some of the tar. I guess we're not gonna do that. You can eat the tar. I didn't have the coal gas for 2. Alright, let's see here. I've definitely got plenty of substrate. We are way overdoing it on the substrate side of things, but we need a ton of molten glass. And when that says 4 per second on glass, what it actually means is 4 per second of molten glass per 2 buildings. So it's 2 per second per building on the molten glass on this recipe. Isn't that glorious? Let's see, is there any other better molten? No, not yet. Not at this time. Just add hot air and you double your petri dish amount for the amount of molten put in. Just add hot air and you don't double, but you do add 1. It's a 50% gain. 1.5x just by adding hot air. Good luck having 66 2/3 glass when you would need to provide, you know, 34 glassworks worth of quartz to saturate 1 glassware building. Just gonna point out how annoying that is. So how is everyone on this day? I'm trying to keep the progress flowing, but we are in a point in the game where things just are slow. Things are just a little bit slow right now until we can get into our complete and total automation. And I need to be slow because of resource prioritization. Do I know who you are? A Freddy Krueger? You as in the name? Or you as in you on other platforms? Because that is two very different things. Because there's the name that I do remember seeing popping up on occasion. So yes, in terms of remembering you as a person, sorta. Not the context, but sorta. The name. I don't really remember names all that much. That ability was lost to me. Going, like, I think around my junior year of high school, any semblance of being able to remember names just left me. I remember actions made by people. I remember the faces of people and things that they have done. But for the life of me, there are some people I will not ever remember the name. So it's more likely that I will remember a person by the interactions that we've had, as opposed to the name of the person. So, let's see. I need more steel. I need more mining drills. More mining drills. Go. Just... Oh, why? Hello. Copper! I finally ran out of copper. Hey! Well, that's nice. Now I get to grab another stack of copper just immediately. Just more mining drills. Ah, we're getting so close. I need more steam engines. I need more iron. I need more everything in the universe. Let's get that there with a doohickey pipe. At least I have pipe for now. That'll happen when it happens. Eventually. I've already used all those copper cables. What are you? What? Why were you flying? Interesting. I'm gonna need lead for something. I thought. What did I... Tanks? Yeah. There was something useful. Ah. You. Yeah. You. Yeah, I need you. I need you to get into green science. I need you to get into green science. That's our next level. I will need solder, yeah. I'll need it for the propene, for the rubber. Or the plastic, wait. propene. I'm thinking of a different thing. I am thinking of a different thing entirely. Oh, hey, cumene. Not gonna be how I get into cumene initially. I'll need propene for this stuff. Yeah, that's that I need. Yes, I was thinking of butadiene. That's what I was looking for. I think. Polybutadiene. That's the one. That's titanium. From aromatics. How am I going to get my aromatics? That's an option. That is usually how I would do it. Really? Can I can't cold water slurry, so why is that available? Huh? Why do I have this recipe when cold water slurry isn't here? Gee, wouldn't it be great if there was a remake in the works, a rewriting of all the code to make it worthwhile, to make all these things fixed, right? It's happening. This is being worked on currently, and I do hope that part of what's being worked on with the rewrite of the code is things like this, where you have recipes unlocking that aren't able to be made without needing something else. When can I harvest tar stuff? When I can build and make tar extractors, as well as drilling fluid 1. That's when I can do the thing with tar mining, because the way that this will work is I have to go to a bitumen seep, or to a, like, seep. They're somewhere. Where are they? Where was that? Ah, over here. I have 4. You have to go over here, you have to place down the building, and then you have to you have to give it drilling fluid, and the type of drilling fluid that you then have to wait around for it to drill its hole into the location. The type of drilling fluid will determine how much stuff you can get out of the well in total in that spot, and when you run out, you're out, and you don't have it anymore. At all. I'm gonna hope that there's a few more of these somewhere closer in this fog, because it would be really bad if I only had 4. That would be really bad if I only actually had 4. I appear to have no, do not make that. Make me more of those, and then I'll make these as I get iron. So I can at least finish the array here. I would like to finish this steam engine array. That's 8, 9, oh gosh. 1 more is half of the array, so I'll do... that, grab the whole thing, plonk, there, and there. So that is 2040. See, I've never really played Omni all that much because it's just too slow at the start, frankly. I was straight up bored with it last I tried playing it. So, yeah, and I never felt the need to go back, because it makes C-Block look fast. Omni makes C-Block look like the difference between the tortoise and the hare. It is it is super slow of an experience. I can't bring myself to play that. I mean, Nullius was pretty slow. Not as bad as a C-Block. But, yeah, Omni is just worse in all respects. I would need to run the game at least times 10 to make it even remotely bearable. Is that all of the... Is that all 60? Hold up, is that 6? Oh. Am I done? Do I have extras? I have extras. Well, there you go. An example of scaling and feedback looping. If only I could do the same thing with the steel. Ahem. We shall be doing the same thing with the steel. As I get more iron here, because I can't really use this iron. Yeah, I've had this straight up rant before about how, for whatever reason, mod makers just have this real, for lack of a better word, boner about making the experience slower. Like, just across the board, every mod maker for every game, especially overhaul mod makers, just think that the basic experience is too fast and want to just slow it down incredibly. Which, in and of itself, is okay if you're actually adding a sufficient amount of content to make that viable and fun. See, the problem is that most of these people who make the mods, make mods and overhauls, don't really know what they're doing. And so they may want it to be slower for their own personal tastes, but they don't know how to make that engaging or fun. So it ends up being slow for the sake of being slow, which is really bad. Pyandons mods is slow, but you are gonna have a hard time not having anything to do. Like, it's gonna be really hard to find yourself in a situation where you have absolutely nothing to do, and you have to sit and wait for stuff. Like, even now, where I'm sitting and waiting to do this, like, there's lots of things that I could also be doing besides this. Like, this is just a transitionary point in my game where I have decided that this is what I want to do at the moment. I could be using my resources elsewhere and doing other things and setting up other factories and going out and clearing forests partly. Like, that's not particularly engaging, but I could be planning out and setting up additional stuff, like the titanium, the titanium, the lead, the various other things, trying to force my way more quickly into getting into botany and setting up the wood automation, etc., 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 etc. We have something to do while we wait for resources. Like, I could do something else while I realistically wait for the steel to accumulate, rather than just, like, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, going every which way. trying to figure out what I want to do. And it's like this in Nullius after the starting phase. Like, that was my whole complaint to begin with, was in the very beginning there wasn't quite enough to do, and I felt like I was sitting around and waiting for too long for absolutely nothing. Just waiting for basic resources to accrue at the very, 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 very beginning. Pyandons mods gives you a freaking entire full stack of copper and iron at the start. Just gives you an entire stack of stuff to play with from the beginning. So you're not waiting on those resources at the very, very, very immediate beginning of the game to actually have something to do. Now, you could use them all up pretty quickly, but yeah, by the time that you've used them up, you should be at the point where you are, in fact, now automated and are able to accrue more. And you'll have progressed past the first 20 minutes of the game, you know? Anyway, so what do I want to do with my resources right now? I could choose to expand some other things to make the science faster. Oh, we're halfway through the stream already. I could go over and start migrating some of this stuff to the boss, and I think that'll be in my best interest, just as long as I have, cough cough, the iron plates to do that. Just as long as I have the iron plates and copper plates in order to do that. Oh hey, let's just casually go and grab a whole bunch of copper here. I could get radars and place radars too, now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, I think that I'm going to want to move some of this stuff onto the boss and start planning around that concept. I can make Duraloop. You start the game with 100 Duralumin. Huh. Interesting. I wonder why. But anyway, we are going to plan out our next steps. I'm going to let the game run. It is time to take a brief break. We are halfway through the stream. I have had no issues whatsoever with my entire PC, with the graphics, with the game freezing while streaming with XSplit. This has been just night and day difference between streaming with XSplit and streaming with Streamlabs OBS. Just frankly, night and day in terms of just the performance of the machine, just in general. It's like it just uses less, which is odd. Uses less graphics, which is odd. It's like, huh, interesting. Anyway, with that, I will be back in just a few minutes here. Let's see that I go this screen, I mute, and I'll be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back. I've got an Ollie. I have an Ollie. How's the Ollie? That's a pretty boy. Yes. It's a pretty boy. Oh, he's sleepy. He's sleepy. Yes, all big stretch. Here. Yeah, you get to the side. You stay on the side for me. I've got a microphone in the way. I know. I know you can't go on the lap right now. Because the microphone's in the way. Because I've changed the position. So. Question was asked if I got a new PC. Depending on how you define what a new PC is, the answer is either yes or sort of. A little while back at this point, been, gosh, has it been over a month? Over a month, maybe 2. I don't remember exactly. I did replace my motherboard and CPU with an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X, replacing an Intel system from the Haswell E generation. I got there. I decided to do that because of the Windows 11 announcement, and my previous PC did not have TPM compatibility for it, nor could it ever. It was simply too old, despite meeting every single other requirement. So, yeah, I did that change relatively recently, and yeah, as it turns out, it did not solve all of the issues that I was hoping that it would solve with my computer, that I had originally attributed to my aging motherboard and CPU. No, it was actually a power supply issue that I was having. So changing out the power supply helped a lot. It helped a lot. And I did figure out sort of, I think, why the power supply was having some issues. I was a bit of a dummy when I was living in Kansas, in particular, in my apartment, all those quote-unquote years ago, when I got the machine in the first place, built the machine in the first place. Yeah, I didn't have my PC hooked up to a surge protector, and all of the outlets in my room, in my apartment, were on the same circuit, and I have a mini fridge. So, same circuit, no surge protector, with the computer plugged in to the same circuit as a mini fridge. Hello and welcome to the stream. We are halfway through. Oddly enough, we have made it halfway through today's stream. So it is the most likely thing I can think of that would have caused some damage to my power supply to the computer from, over time, the mini fridge drawing a whole bunch of energy every time it turned on. It kicks on. So, yeah. Very, very slight damage built up over time caused issues. I think that's the most likely reasoning that I can think of, the most logical thing that I can come up with as to what was happening with the previous power supply. It may not have been the reason for the issues, but it sure as heck makes sense that that's what it would be. Alright, as we go along, what do I want/need to do? Well, ideally, I would like to start getting some stuff moved to the boss. So, I will want to make some soil extractors. Just a few. I need even more copper. Are you kidding? Yo, hey, copper. I really need that technology that gives me access to the mini loaders. The basic mini loaders. Where is that? My yellow belt mini loader? Hello? Oh, nanobots is good too. I like nanobots. Doink, tack that on. You? Behind mini loader. Yeah, mini loader. What do I need for you? Oh, fast inserters. Okay. And then Vicky told me to check to make sure that the building that lets me build the Duralumin, make the Duralumin, to make sure that it didn't actually require Duralumin. It needs the smelter to make Duralumin. Yeah, it is made exclusively in the smelter. So the smelter does not need Duralumin, because that would be dumb. That would be like C-block level of BSery if you need the stuff to get the stuff. If you need stuff to make a building, to make that same stuff, that's a problem. That's not right. No, my thought is we have this Duralumin very specifically so that we can easily make a set of fast inserters at the beginning. I would like a UPS. I would like to, I would actually like to remove... to replace my current surge protector, because I've had my current surge protector for... 10... At least 10 years? My surge protector. It's a little aged at this point, the one that I currently have the computer plugged into, that is. It's a little bit old. It may not be up to the task. Yeah, surge protectors do have a lifespan. I think it's about 5 years that you should replace surge protectors-ish, just to make sure that they're in proper working order. But even then, that's not going to protect from a lightning strike to your house. That they will not adequately protect your equipment from a lightning strike. Your stuff is going to die. Like everything plugged in, even to surge protectors, will just die. The only way to have a chance that your stuff won't die is to also have a thing called a whole home surge protector that actually hooks up to your main. That is the only way. You need that and the surge protectors. And unfortunately, that's not cheap. That is not cheap either to get something adequate. I have access to Mark II. If I had heavy armor unlocked. Interesting. I don't really want to spend the power on that. I do want to get more steam engines. I also want to get these 3 foundries that I apparently have the steel for. Hello. 3 out of 5? Yeah. That makes a little under 2%. A little less than 2 per second. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? Yeah. That's right. An entire yellow belt of iron makes less than 2 plates a second. For a while, we need to get into mining machines in order to make that better. Where's... oh, yeah, we need to get into crushers. Maybe? Where's mining machines? Mining machines, hello, there you are. We need this so that we can take the Iron Processing Tech 1, which will allow me to molten processed iron, hot air process, ideally. I mean, the processed iron directly is going to be... They do not have hot air processing of processed iron anymore, right? That changed a while ago. Yeah, and then it's 10 to 1 for steel. For iron plates into steel plates. So, yeah, that's it's a bit much. I would like to go directly into molten as quickly as humanly possible. And burn the stone. So that will require jaw crushers. That will require basic oxygen furnaces. And it will, in fact, require setting up borax and sand castings and hot air. But, so yeah, initially the first thing to do is to process the iron in the first step and directly cast the processed iron. That will be an improvement. And then get into borax and sand castings, which is creosote and sand. So that's going to be a thing. Did I miss the bitumen seep rant? I haven't had a rant about bitumen seeps. I'm about to, though. To get into sand castings, you need creosote and sand. Creosote comes from tar. And how are we getting tar? You need to produce a tar pit. But, those are forcibly limited now. A forcible limited resource, which I completely disagree with, fundamentally. Oil resources should not be limited at all, and that should not be a forced mechanic for it to be limited. It should, like, there was this wonderful mechanic originally that was able to translate percentage to raw amount on the regular oil wells, right? Like there was a setting to make it limited that would basically take the percentage and translate it to the amount. So how about we go backwards, translating the amount back to a percentage and make it a percentage? Huh? Like, that would be great. Because the percentage goes down over time, you know? Normally. Like, that's the basic mechanic. It does go down over time. All the way to 0.01 per second. Theoretically, given enough time, just let me be infinite. Just let me be infinite. So propose to me how we get to the aromatics in the first place, because usually aromatics is, you know, tar. Usually aromatics is from creosote, is from tar. Usually. Now, they want you to do this. I guarantee this is the way forward. This used to be, like, incredibly overpowered. If you don't have high alien life, this is the way. If you don't use high alien life, absolutely. This recipe is your aromatics. Because both of these things are effectively from water. They're still effectively made out of water, just at a vastly different scale, thanks to high alien life. What are you complaining about? There's still 2 more buildings I need. Okay. But, yeah. Just how am I gonna get into these on a consistent basis? I guess lignin as well might be partially suggested, although I hate it. Yeah. I used to have like a blueprint where I could just do the aromatics out of these, but it was immediately outdated thanks to alien life. Yeah, it's just I want tar. I want tar. I want syngas. Yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this to get syngas, but I need tar. So how am I going to get my tar at scale? Well, they're probably wanting to force you to do this out of the rock hole. Which does give you coal gas. Yes, that does give you coal gas. That does do stuff, but you always have to use this iron oxide or burn it. Alright. That's fine. You need to get to the technology that allows you to place pump jacks if you want to get stuff from anywhere. Because, yes, there is a... Oh, there's also Simic. Right. There's that, too. Cough, cough. And there's wax. Plus oxygen. Tar has this drilling fluid recipe that's done in a fracking rig. Tar has bitumen into tar. Tar has drilling fluid and parts to do anywhere. So you're spending drilling fluid and parts and drill heads to get the stuff that you want. Would you be willing to spend 2 special small parts and a drill head just to get 1,000 tar a second? Like, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, archods are a bitumen source that you can convert into tar and get tar directly. So I guess archods are an option out of that wax. But you have to be able to do the wax. In no way, shape, or form is spending small parts on a fluid ever going to be worth it, period. Full stop. No. You fundamentally don't understand the pain and suffering that it is getting into those small parts, those special small parts. They are more precious than diamonds, in a very literal sense. I'm not going to spend it on tar. The basic of basic resource. of tar. Anyway, stuff, things, progress. Let's try to make progress. I need stone. Give stone. With higher level metal stuff, things are great. Yes. With metal processing at the late game, everything is awesome. I love it at the late game. Yeah, I have a few units of stone. Let me make these. I still needed 2, right? I think. Yeah, I still needed 2 for the first line. I need another 10. I could use another 10 of those, but I also want to get these soil extractors online, so I need soil as soil, and I need soil as limestone. This is going to be limestone. Yeah, that's fine. Limestone. How many of these did I just place? 8. 3.2. Great. Let's get all of this going so I can have the limestone provided onto the bus. You? Come on. There. I need these. Well, this is part of the puzzle we need to figure out, because everything is stupid now that oil changed into bitumen, into these stupid seeps. And yes, I will maintain that those seeps are completely and utterly dumb. One of these doing steel. How about actually on the thingy? Sounds like a little bit of a plan. As bad as the ratio is. And then up here, I want to keep this going, but I don't want this doing the steel out of those two. Those will be completely replaced with this guy. Just gotta build my things. There you go. Build me a thing. There. One more advanced foundry. I need to do this for copper, for tin, for titanium, for lead, for aluminium, for chromium, maybe not the chromium. Maybe not that. But definitely for the 4 main ore types. Yes, it takes a while to do all of that. Absolutely. Okay, give me my power lines down the line. Connect all that up. Good, 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 good. You to there. You over this way. Ta-da! You. Get back here. You. Steel. Boxes. I need some boxes. Ta-da. So I'm making 1 point something, close to 2. This is going to consume more than 50% of my iron production, if I let it, to make a whole 0.13 steel per second. But you know what? I need all of the steel on the planet. I need all of the steel. Every single unit that I can get of the steel, I need. Just not over here. So this half of a belt of smelting can stay where it is. Okay. Science is not moving because of... Oh, look, it's too much coal gas doing stuff. Yeah. Oh, looky. We've got too much stuffy. Go, be free. Do that instead. Consume all of the coal gas. And these will consume the tar. There you go. Enjoy. Gibbs Science. Gibbs Science. Glassware? Why does glassware have to be such a pain? Please force them to fix that. Like, for the love of God, we need to force them to change something with this, because that it's unacceptably bad. In particular, the 10 megawatts of consumption on these buildings. Like, nah. Like, I get that there is a problem with fuel value in the late game for providing fuel to these to make it feel like they're substantial as you go along. Like, I get it. But that should not take precedence over the much bigger issue of the early game being far too slow in the current state because of this taking 10 megawatts of fuel value per building. Oh, you actually need more of those thingies. So you're not getting these thingies because of stone. Oh. I was not providing you stone. Okay. We need to sneak some stone in here somehow. Gee, I wonder how I'm gonna mine titanium. There you go. Enjoy. What I would also like to enjoy is pressure pumps. I forget how much these make individually. 20. That's right. We need 3. Although that's not quite making 3.33. Ahem. Doink, doink, and doink, and da-da. That's the beautiful thing I remember. Okay. That's gonna eat every single unit of stone brick that I have. So we're gonna shove them into here as well. And I now have hot air. Hot air exists. This changes a few things. I think this becomes the hot air port. Oh, that becomes the hot airport. Right, isn't the glassware just different? Yes, glassware is just different. On the Petri dishes, this port becomes the hot air. And on every other hot air recipe, this port becomes the hot air. But glassware, both of these ports become the hot air. Because of order of position of the fluid listing in the recipe. It's listing hot air before molten gas, or molten glass, whereas this one lists molten glass before hot air. That is literally the reason. Is just the order of the listing of the ingredients in the recipe code is what determines what goes where on these ports. That's just a modding thing. That's just a thing with modding. Yeah. Because this is listing hot air before molten, and this is listing molten before hot air on this guy. And you know what? This one lists molten before hot air, so the hot air goes here, and the molten goes on these two. And it's like that consistently. Molten before hot air to make actual glass out of the molten glass. Not glassware. No, glassware lists the thing first. Alright, just bring this to here. Gonna need more stone brick to actually get this going. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be fine. Maybe it's going to just be fine as is. This will only consume up to 16.67. I don't have the stone bricks to support that. But, yeah, I don't think I'm making that much glass. So think of it as a tenth of that. And, yeah, I think I do have enough off of the one stone furnace making the stone bricks to support that. And then we also have to consider the extra slowness because of these rubber stoppers. Hello. Extra slowness because of rubber stoppers. You are lacking in seaweed, and seaweed is just going as it goes. As fast as it goes. Hey, you know what? Just stop with the agar. Soon, please. Or just always. I've got a bit of a backlog of this stuff to chew through. Let's chew through it. And we have that. Plus 95. There's well over 100 on this belt. Oh. Yeah, and I have a few units of science now. I'm actually backing up on the glassware. Because these labs aren't enough to process the science at the extremely zooming speed with which we are making it. We're making so much science that our science labs can't keep up with it. And we also need more power, so let me go and make a few of these steam engines. Just a few more steam engines. Oh, I needed inserters there. Cool. So much for making wood today, huh? So much for that idea. I thought I would be working on making wood, but no. No, instead we are, in fact... We've spent the day scaling up the iron production for steel. Scaling up power. Scaling. Mostly automating science, minus wood. Because we need to actually get botany, which... This took a while to get into at 100. It's going to take even longer for the next one to process 150. Now, if we get there, and that'll be great. It'll be absolutely glorious. In fact, I'll build a couple of wood processing units so that we're ready for that, and I think I have a botanical nursery just sitting around right now. But yeah, we'll be ready. Ideally, I will need a forestry, fastwood forestry. That will require engine units. Engine units. Guess I'm getting that before fluid handling. Engine units just need steel, so let's be clear on that. The main thing with the engine units is the steel and the aluminum plates. Aluminium plates, excuse me. I am playing Pyandons. This is aluminium. Good thing I have 240 sitting in my inventory right now. Hey! Now let's work on botany. Maybe I should build a couple more doohickeys. Yeah, that one's not gonna happen. Vroke isn't gonna happen for a little while. And data arrays aren't gonna happen for a little while. Da-da. Okay, don't build any more of those, thanks. That's a lot of things to get into that building there. Just for 2 wood processing units. Okay, ooh, more copper. More copper is required. I can do this placement and offset by 1, so that'll be fine. And I think this will be fine too. Yeah, over here for additional science labs. If I really need additional science labs, would that work? Yes. Ta-da. And those are powered anyway. Yes, yes! Okay, give me copper. Copper. Where's my copper? Why are you not bringing... Oh, those... There it is. They are bringing. I'm just dumb. I am very, very tempted to... do this. Yes, do this. Wood processing units don't really have anything to do right now. But soon, they shall be doing lots of things. Tooltip. Slightly metallic black rocks. So says the tooltip of the very distinctly pinky orangey rocks. Guess I'll take your word for it that they're black. And I guess I'll take your word for it that this is pinkish. Like pinkish? Flexible and pinkish. This is purple, blue. This is blue. This is not pinkish. The titanium says high endurance ore. My issue is not that these are the colors that they are. My issue is that the tooltip says that this is black when it's orange. My issue is that the tooltip says it's a color that it's not. As displayed on the map. I don't know, does that look like clay to you? I guess. Maybe. Have you blocked the stuffs? Yes, I can now process the science twice as fast, a whole 0.09 per second. Oh boy. And then I can do 0.13. Hey, if I built it right, I guess I could get the 0.1. Maybe. We shall see. I've got plenty of the hot air. That's for sure. We are capped on the coal gas and accruing on the tar yet again. Maybe I just need to do this again. Interesting that these are still really full. Okay, are you ready for shenanigans? I can show you some shenanigans. Shall we show the shenanigans? I do hope that this has not been changed. Oh, I really hope that this has not been changed. Please, please, where are you? I need these. I need boilers. I really hope that these shenanigans have not changed. Come on, build. Give me boilers. So, the biggest issue with burners is that they have a solid fuel requirement and therefore cannot void solid fuels. They can void solids, just not solid things with a fuel value. So how do you get rid of solids that have a fuel value? As it turns out, these guys have a very special behavior. Okay, you've made enough of those now. These have a very, very special behavior. They can void gases via script. And it voids it as fast as you can input it. So, there be the shenanigans. If you are ever in a circumstance where you need to void a solid fuel, this is how you do it. This applies to coal, this applies to coal dust, this applies to coke, this applies to every single item, biomass, every single item that has a fuel value associated with it. You boil steam with it and vent the steam using a tailings pond. And yes, I am in fact voiding coal by doing this. Here's the thing. I have several stacks of several hundred of coal right now. Several thousands of units of coal. If these boxes ever back up, I no longer have coal gas or tar out of this DDC. I have to make sure that I always use the coal output from here. And I have to make sure that I always use that iron oxide that's output from here. Which I really don't like. I would rather destroy it in a burner. But, well, no titanium yet to destroy it in a burner. This will likely have to be the way in which that I get syngas in the long term, as well as the tar and the coal gas, of course, but the syngas to feed the behemoth that will be the glassworks buildings setup. Because that's gonna need a lot of stuff, and it will directly consume rock coal. I just do wish that I had the rock coal for it. Yeah, but I'm thinking of, as time approaches infinity, will there be a problem? If yes, I have to deal with it. Okay, that limestone is available. Good. Let's get something else going. The seaweed is tempting. Just getting a whole bunch of seaweed crops online. I should leave the space. I should leave space for the other inputs. Because right now all I have is this, but once I get into this tech that I'm working on right now, we'll have carbon dioxide and water to get 6 every 25 seconds. Which, I don't know about you, but I think I'll prefer that one. I think I will prefer that one. But that also means that I need carbon dioxide. Oh boy. High pressure furnaces. I will need carbon dioxide. That needs coke. As coke. Not as raw coal, but as coke. You need to convert that raw coal into coke. Well, good thing that I, in fact, am sort of doing that all the way over here. Into an amount of coke. I could use more underground belts, thanks. Let's bring this over here. #1 best update ever, by the way. The automatic adding of underground belts as you click and drag, as well as, you know, the lock on. Alright, which lane do I want my coke? Probably right down here. That will be coke. That is not much. This will change, by the way. There will be another recipe to produce carbon dioxide that will not need coke. That will be much preferred. I thought. Maybe. Or so he claims. Here, biomass. Once we get into separation, apparently, we will unlock the ability to take biomass and convert it directly into carbon dioxide. That will be what I do. Biomass will be vastly superior because biomass can come from literally anything ever. As long as you've built a composter. And that unlocks... Hey, did phytomining ever become useful? That's another thing that I think was, like, requested on the Patreon that was built, and I don't think it was ever built to be useful. I do hope it was changed and updated to actually have a good use. Where am I looking here for? What am I looking for? It's already left. It's left my mind. The stuff, compost. You. This building needs a lot of titanium. There is another engine recipe that needs duralumin, is it not? Like there's a rubber-based engine unit recipe, right? That gives more stuffs. And it uses duralumin rather than aluminium. God, my memory at times is better than I would anticipate it to be. Oh yeah, the carbon black. I want crude oil for that, and I want the rubber stoppers to be out of that rubber. Not at the start, though. Actually, yes, because I would save the coal. So 4 of these... Oh, God. That's not much, but it's better than nothing. Sometimes better than nothing is the ideal. There we go. Get that up. To there. That's gonna make me... stuff. Just copy the spacing all the way down the line. Huh. Do I regret having 80 lines? Do I regret having however many lines for bus? No, not particularly. Why do you ask? I don't regret having 80 lines for bus. Why would I regret having 80 lines for bus? Sure, I mean, it's only like 42 underground belts. Underground pipe every time I need to pull anything from the fluid bus. Ahem. It's only that much stuff every time I need to actually pull anything up for the fluid bus. Alright, what's more expensive, the underground belt or the pipe to ground? I'm pretty sure it's the pipe to ground because this uses copper as well. As the cheaper, like I think the pipe to ground is cheaper than the underground belt. Excuse me, didn't word that right. Meaning I should use more of this as opposed to more of these. Speaking of which, hello. I like those things. Fill a box. For now. Come on, botany. I want this tech before the end of the stream, ideally. Ideally. I have a couple of moss farms. I will need moss, which will eat my limestone. Moss will eat limestone. There's moss. I'm not carrying around any moss. And it's only the one recipe right now, but I can bring in stone and do the stone recipe too. This is going to be a little awkward having a couple items there eating my carbon dioxide as it's produced. But it's going to vastly speed up the seaweed. Moss. Yes, I will take 2 stacks of 300 moss. That sounds great. Like a fantastic idea. Yeah, I probably should have started with larger resource patches. I'm just thinking of that, like, right now. Probably should have started with the larger resource patches. Is that my nearest raw? Oh, that is my nearest rock hole. There. Outside of the starting zone. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna need to actually tap into that. That is going to be a thing that will be required for me to do. Oh gosh, so much iron spent on these pipes. You enjoy. Hey! Hey! I got stuck by my bots placing the thing at the wrong moment. Oh, I don't have another thingy. So 3 of these is 0.65 moss at 21.5. Yeah, you know, most of what I've got. Sure, there. Fine. Be that way. Right. That don't work. This is why I use stone water wells. Because that behavior, this situation is exactly why I use stone water wells. Okay? Not being able to jump over them with yellow belt undergrounds is the exact reason why I use that mod to begin with as my water anywhere. That's the balance. They are 5x5 entities and you have to deal with them being that big. Okay, how are we looking here? Give some power. This will eventually be stone for that stone recipe. I need a few more pipe to grounds, which is gonna need a bit more iron plate. Just a bit more. And if it looks like I have an odd number of piped grounds, blame the stone water wells, because they use a singular stone, a singular pipe to ground every time. Every single time. How many? Oh, not so nice anymore, but that was a nice number to see. So I've got more steel, thankfully. Steel will help a lot as we go along. I have 212 steel plates. Shall I stop this? I'm not going to say that. Shall I cease steel production? For the moment. Nah, I think we'll be fine for the steel. Yeah, give me sap extractors. Someone understands politics right now in the current state of things. It's like, oh, that was unintentional, but I at least realized what I was about to say before I said it. Let me see here. I think now it's replace that with that again to keep this flowing. What was I about to say? I was about to say the phrase, stop the steel production. Which is a very unfortunate turn of phrase for the current time we live in. Anyway. Homophones. Words that sound like the other words. Words that sound the same, yet are spelled slightly differently most of the time. But hey, I realized it right as I was about to say it. Like, oh hey, maybe not that phrase. No, we'll say that differently. Now you're using the past tense as if this is all long past behind us. Unfortunately, it's not. That's the problem right now. Unfortunately, this is still relevant. Anyway, am I out? Oh, I will absolutely take all those small parts, thanks. Okay, how many pipe to grounds do I have? Not enough. I need more. All because I decided that I wanted 80 items on my bus. You know what would be a good idea? As future point of reference, maybe make the fluid bus the first set of stuff on the bus. Maybe make the fluid bus the first set of like 40 on the bus, and then start the belt lines. Now, you may be wondering, but isn't that a lot more belt, an underground belt? It's more belt to pull things off of the actual bus, yes. Not necessarily more underground belt because you're doing this the whole line, right? With your pipes. You've got all of this space in between, and you can very much avoid the two every so often. You can straight up avoid those completely. So you're only really spending regular belt, and I did say that, yeah, regular belt semi more expensive because of the copper on it, but you know, one thing is automated, the other thing isn't right now. So yeah, I think the best layout would actually be to weave them, would be to weave things together, such as, I don't know, like replace these four with fluid bus right here. Rather than have those four, just make this 8. This set of 8 just fluid bus here. And I think that's what I'll do, is I'll just shift a section down at the bottom here. Because, you know, freaking over 40 to get down this far on fluid bus is a little obnoxious. I mean, yeah, it's fine to add stuff to the bus as you make it, and I've done that in the past, but it gets a little unwieldy. There does come a point where it gets a little bit unwieldy. There you go. Much better. Just have sections of belt and fluids together forever. Yeah, I need the better pipes. But we're early game, so no. It's not allowed. I'm going way, way, way too far. And I'm just realizing that now, that I've somehow missed my own line of stuff. Huh? How do I miss this here? It's like, oh yeah, where's the thing? I've gone so far. That should be aligned. Yes. Yes. And yes. I don't think it's going to flag anything. No, it won't be a problem. I have discussed nothing besides saying that it would be an unfortunate turn of phrase to use, given the times we live in. Like that's not going to be a problem. And it's still on. I can still do stuff. It's fine. It's not that bad of a system. As much as people complain about songs that are like 8 seconds in a recording that's several hours long getting flagged, it's like, but you shouldn't have had it to begin with. Like, excuse me, but no, I'm on YouTube's side there. It's like, nah, you shouldn't have had those 8 seconds. You shouldn't have had that at all. This is like the whole restreaming thing with people reacting to like the Sony event and stuff, complaining about getting flagged for copyright because of the Sony stream having copyrighted music in it. Trying to use the excuse that they are somehow transformative in their reaction to the thing. They fundamentally misunderstand copyright. Frankly, they fundamentally misunderstand that what they're doing is not enough to count as a transformative fair use by literally streaming the entire broadcast and making your comments over it. There is actually a very specific section under fair use that the amount used must be the absolute minimum amount required to make your point. It must be the minimum amount. Live reacting to an event that's happening really shouldn't actually be a thing that's allowed. Unless there is a dedicated stream for that purpose. Like, I know with Twitch, there has been a dedicated restream channel that you could use that cuts out or replaces music that could be considered copyright on YouTube or other platforms, even on Twitch. They have it cut out or removed for that specific purpose to allow people to do that. That's fine. That's fine. Just don't be angry when you see that it happens and you don't realize that, hey, licenses matter. Anyway, enough about that. I am making moss and providing it into a box for the moment and then onto the bus. What else? Hey, I've got the recipes. Isn't that glorious? Yay, I can now make a whole 0.26 seaweed per farm. That's, that large. Hey, can I at least fit 4 of you here? That would be great. Hey, success. I can fit 4 of them. Consuming an entire 17.6 when powered and properly fed with water. Oh, right. These are so large that, yeah. Forgot about that. Right. They don't work so well with the stuff here. I will need to do that as well. We'll go the other way on the water. I need more pipe. Pipe. Plate. Okay, pipes. Alright, I will need the carbon dioxide brought in. And rather than doing this like so, I'll do that there. And whatever. I'm not so strict about the pathway here. The quote-unquote pathway. If I need to build on it, I will. I really hate that sound effect. Just, it's so grating. Ah, yes, the bots. They're gonna do stuff for me. This side. Excuse me. Get in there. Power. Glorious. Beautiful seaweed. Well, we're sort of getting there. Whole 1 seaweed a second. I don't even have the carbon dioxide production for both of these to fully run. So that's 2, 1433, and 17.6. Once I get the seaweed into these. Pretty sure I'm not going to have enough off of these 4. So I'm going to need some more high pressure furnaces. Go ahead and build that. Need more seaweed. Fill this out, please. Okay, there we go. They are filled out. I do hope that the game audio has been okay over the course of all this, because that's the other thing that XSplit does not do, that I can do in Streamlabs OBS, and that is audio ducking, where the audio of the game / the desktop audio will actually reduce in volume dynamically when I'm talking. Process known as audio ducking. / side chaining. Compressing the audio based off of the audio of another thing as an input. Just so unfortunate that Streamlabs OBS is absolute garbage that is crashing, literally crashing the PC. By streaming. I hope they eventually fix that, because that's been a problem for many weeks, months at this point. Okay. As we approach the last few minutes of the stream, I have officially unlocked the ability to automate wood. If I had some engine units. Where do those live again? Engines? Engines! Engines, where do you live? You should live in here. Engines should live in here. Why do they not live in there? Engine. I'm looking for red. Oh, right. Duh. Ahem. The thing I am currently researching is the thing I need to build the machine that I need. In here, for the fastwood forestry, I can place my wood processing and my botanical nurseries to get that online. Tree seedlings, ingredients, tree seeds, moss, and water. And then I think it's one of you to make seeds out of wood. Separate that a little bit. The seeds will go in here. Moss. Water. And the output output will go here. Sure. Why the heck not? Actually, it'll go here. I'm thinking of how I will scale things. Not there. Wood. Enjoy the seed wood. Oh. Where's the tree? In the fastwood. Right. I always get messed up because the with the wood production, the tree module is actually made in the fastwood forestry itself and not in the botanical nursery. I always get messed up by that. Because most other things, most other plant stuff is done in the botanical nursery, but trees, no. Not the trees. The trees are in the actual fastwood. Right there. There you go. Yeah, Streamlabs OBS was causing my Factorio specifically to hitch when Factorio was using a lot of video memory in particular, and occasionally would cause the entire computer to graphically freeze. Most of the time it would immediately recover. Not really immediately, but after like 15, 20-ish seconds to a minute, the PC would recover. But sometimes it would cascade fail, and the PC would eventually just slowly stop working to the point of the graphical freeze, completely freezing the game, freezing the other programs, then freezing the mouse cursor entirely, and the audio would still sort of be going through, but that too would eventually stop, and I'd just have to completely just reach over and manually push the button, shut down the system, and turn it back on again for it to come back, because that Control-Alt-Delete just won't do anything. Won't do jack all. So yeah, I've tried to troubleshoot what would cause that. I've done graphics card stress testing, rather extreme graphics card stress testing. I've stress tested the VRAM as well as the actual 3D on the graphics card, and I've done several different iterations on the drivers for the graphics, and I've stress tested my actual physical memory. I've tested my CPU, tested the power supply, replaced the power supply, still happening. Yeah, not hardware. And as evidenced by the entirety of this stream, which we have reached the end of for the day today, it's Streamlabs' fault. It was just Streamlabs all along, being bad. Being a bad program. Breaking my PC in a very literal sense. What have we done over the course of the day today? Well, I have expanded a fair bit. While I wanted to have complete automation done on the wood production today, didn't quite happen. That didn't quite happen. We spent a very, very, very long time with scaling up iron in particular so that I could have steel. Lots of steel. I am now processing my iron, a full yellow belt of iron, through the power of advanced foundries. And that's giving me lots of stuff. And, of course, the steel through its own advanced foundry there, siphoning off a little bit. I will need to build 10 more and get that going off of this belt rather than only half the belt down here. I mean, I could change this and set it up to do another lane of the thing, like there. Like, do I bother? I guess so. If I have the stuff, I will bother with it. What I'm saying to do here is take this other line. I need to make some of those. Split, split. Load in. Build these. I need these. And that will eat the full belt of iron. Just give me a tiny speck more. Oh, I'm out of... Oh. Ahem, I'm out of wood for building those. Because I've used my wood to make the things. To make the wood. Anyway. That was a big consumer of initial time to get enough steel to make all of those. Also have, you know, taken quite a few techs. I have done everything that I can to automate as much as I can of the red science without wood. Going through and doing a whole bunch of belt getty to get all the stuff delivered to where it needs to be delivered across all the various pieces to get into the red science up there. And it looks like I have finally chewed through all of the basic substrate, so now I will have to make the petri dishes. Well, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. I've got hot air now, too. Fine by me. Petri dishes. We'll need to bring those down and provide them down here into this machine so we can start getting the incubated dishes for the substrate. That's fine. There's the hot air over there. And, of course, I've been expanding out the main bus build, getting some additional things to the bus, and getting limestone, seaweed, and moss on the bus as we went along here, and had plenty of discussions along the way. And, of course, I am now beginning the process of automating the wood. With that, folks, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, with far, far, far fewer technical difficulties, aka 0 technical difficulties, I do believe, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting that great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat if you're so inclined and able. I will be back on Thursday, and I hope to see you all on the next one.